All right, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam tasliman. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa
How are
alaikum
you, dear sister?
salam. I'm good,
Alhamdulillah.
alhamdulillah.
Good, alhamdulillah. Well, we are now officially live, and I always give this announcement that it does take a moment or two for it to roll over to social media and for people to get the notification that we are live. But I did want to welcome you officially to the Dope Muslim Woman podcast. Thank you so much for coming on. I know you're a busy woman.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so blessed to have you. I'm a huge follower of you and inspired by you all the time. You have been a point of conversations amongst many of dope, I'm from Philadelphia as well. So dope women that are just inspired. So I appreciate you for taking the time out.
Alhamdulillah. I'm so happy to be here.
Alhamdulillah. Well, welcome everybody. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the Dope Muslim Woman podcast. Assalamu alaikum. Shahid. Assalamu alaikum. Melvin. Assalamu alaikum. Saudia. We are so happy that you decided to join us here tonight. We are here for our mini series, which is called our Dope Vulnerability mini series, and it is in honor of Women's History Month. And we are highlighting dope Muslim women who are standing in their purpose and are living authentically and also are standing in the realm of sort of economic empowerment, which we want to in particular highlight this month. We are here with someone who a lot of people know, has a huge social media presence and just pretty popular in the fashion realm. This sister is from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, my hometown. She started just a simple t-shirt line in 2016, and it has blossomed into something way beyond that. She's a phenomenal woman. Sister Niddarah, right? Winters. I
Yeah.
always put your names. Okay. Welcome to the show, sis. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Shukran for having me.
I'm so glad that you are here. Okay, sis. So we're gonna get right into it. I was really inspired. Like I said, I came to you first and foremost. You were actually the inspiration for this series. Been inspired by you for a very long time. I wanted to do something in particular about economic empowerment. And I remember having a conversation. We were on. I'm in the Philly Traveling Muslims, and I remember having so many of your customers that are in that group. And I remember just having a conversation just about people being lined up outside of your store around the block, like just wrapped around the block. So I wanted to just start there. I want you to tell us a little bit about your backstory. You are hijabified in person. Tell us a little bit about how you got started.
So I actually got started, like you said, with t-shirts in 2016. I started a t-shirt line. At the time I was working for sanitation. So
Really?
I worked for sanitation, throwing trash behind the trash truck. So this year I've been with the city for 10 years. I actually still work for the city, but I just don't throw trash no more. So I actually drive now. But yes, in 2016, that's what I was doing. I came up with a t-shirt line and it didn't do good at all. So it was like really discouraging. Probably like a year later, I came back out with the same t-shirts, but I just I guess switched it up a little bit. So I started doing kid shirts and adult shirts. So that was kind of cool. It worked out way more than it did the first time. And it still didn't really do too much though, but it was okay. Then in 2018, 2019, I was introduced to manufacturing. So I did a whole collection through a manufacturer, which till this day I still have clothes from that manufacturer, still clothes from that collection. So you can imagine what it did. It didn't really do nothing. So it was like I actually spent so much money that I didn't have, and just to not make no money, basically. So like I always say, that just wasn't my lane. I feel like once you find your lane, you will know what your lane is. So after that, I came up with the Shayla idea. And the Shayla idea is really what took my business to the next level. So that's why I say once you find your lane, you stay there. So that's what I've been doing since then, which is the Shaylas.
Right. So the Shaylas is something that you have on now. And I just want to be specific. And it
Mm-hmm.
has the
Yeah.
Hijabified logo. I see a lot of women
Mm-hmm.
wearing it.
Oh, oh my
Right.
God.
And it's something that you simply wrap
Yep, you just wrap
around.
it. Yep. Yep. So
Mm-hmm.
right now it's just wrapped. I wonder if I could show y'all real fast. So you just wrap it like any other Shayla. But the thing is, when I wore Kimars, which was for a long time, the
Yeah.
nipple and the pin from the Kimar, it broke my neck out really bad.
Right.
So it was to the point where I had to get surgery on my neck because it was so bad from the pins from the Kimar irritating my skin. So when I
Mm-hmm.
came up with these Kimars, it was a material that wasn't, irritating, and whereas though you don't need a pen, because I was so allergic to the pens, I had to find a way where I didn't need a pen. So that's why
Right.
I came up with this material and this actual Shayla. Because you don't need a pen, you just wrap it and you go.
And it's on. Nice. Sister Veronique says, sis, I've been trying to get a Shayla. They've been sold out so fast. That's so true. Your stuff sell out, child. And like I said, someone like even just seeing the lines, like this is the thing that I always found fascinating about Hijabified. I know in the recent years is that it's sort of like, and I don't know if you intended to do this, but you sort of made the hijab like a status symbol. Like it's what I notice is that when people wear the hijabified, it's almost like wearing a Versace or Gucci, right? It's like you have a
Right.
hijabified hijab. Was that
Right.
intentional or did that just
So
happen?
so the name means stylishly covered. So that's the
Okay.
meaning of the name. So when I came up with the idea, I just always wanted it to be like stylish.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really what it was. I didn't know that it was going to be how it is right now.
Girl. Like we can't get one. I'm like, we want a Versace too. I'm telling you, subhanallah. It's amazing. I really appreciate that you said when you find your lane, right? So this we're talking about like just the idea of dope vulnerability. Um, finding your lane. How did you do that? Was it a lot of like, did you have to meditate? Did you pray a lot? Was it just trial and error? I mean, what was the internal process?
So I think the internal process is um trial and error, but I make a lot of dua too, just to ask Allah to, guide me in the right direction, guide me on the right path. But also it is trial and tribulation. Like,
Mm,
you come out with stuff and you if it don't work, you gotta find something else or a different way to do what you did to until it works. Basically,
right,
like you
right.
do this stuff or you take these chances until you figure it out. And once you figure it out, you run with it.
Wow. Wow. So it's about the falling and getting back up, the
Yeah.
falling and getting back. Like you say, you
Yeah.
had a couple of things that wasn't successful.
Yeah.
So you
That
could have
yeah.
been like, forget this. Let me just go
Forget
back
it.
to my
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
Wow. Subhanallah. So there's a lot of
Yeah.
wisdom in that. I wanted to really ask you about, because you are, like I said, at this point, very successful. Veronique said, put me on a waiting list or something. But you're very successful, mashallah. What do you think continues to contribute to your success?
I just feel like, being the person that I am, like I'm just so genuine.
Mhm.
I'm just a nice person overall. I
Yeah.
understand. I mean, I always let people know that, starting a business and having good products is not just what make your business successful. It have a
Right.
lot to do with you as a person too. So
Right.
I'm always that person that is appreciative of all the support that I get. Like I don't take it kindly. Like I know that y'all don't have to support me. I know that I'm here because of y'all in Allah, alhamdulillah. But is y'all that got me here. So I always make sure that I never forget that if it wasn't for y'all, I wouldn't be here.
So gratitude.
Yep.
SubhanAllah. One thing I that stuck out to me, I mean, I was on your Instagram, I'm on your Instagram a lot. First of all, your Instagram is very edgy. And you know how to capture pictures. Not sure if you have a photographer or what, but I don't know where those ideas come from, the images. That's why I was able to create so many different like videos. I was like having so much fun because I'm like, you have these really edgy, like noticeable in your face sort of photos. Is that
Right.
all concept of how you even, I mean, just the beautiful Muslim women, and you just know how to pick the women with the right eyes. And I mean, just the whole thing, right? Like,
Really? See, it's
yes.
crazy because I be beating myself up. Like, I gotta find the right pictures. I gotta find the right like concept. I feel like with Instagram, it has to be catching and it has to be fun for people to actually come to your page or to be there. That's just what it is nowadays. So I always try to change it up or try to make it fun or make it interesting. And I get stuck a lot. I just be like, all right, well, let me just try to do this or I'm gonna do this next. And alhamdulillah, it works out
What's your
sometimes.
thousands of views? What's your thousands of views? Like,
That is crazy. But
mashallah. And Brother Umar said gratitude. I think that's so powerful what you said, because I'm gonna be like real transparent with you right here, and just under with the intention of vulnerability, like just because of what I've heard of you and heard of your store and your brand, I was very intimidated to reach out. I was like, I'm sure this big time sister ain't got no time for little old dope Muslim woman podcast. You know what I mean? Like, so I was just like, should I reach out? Should I not? But it's just that how you responded right away. You were so open. You were like, here's my email. Just contact me. It just showed that you were completely down to earth. And you were just present, with the people that support you. And I think that's such an important thing for us to remember as we grow and elevate. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah,
as women?
for sure.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you this. Have you found, just in this business and as women, Black women, Muslim women, however you want to look at it, have you found it to be competitive?
I think it's no, not really. I think that it's always been like I always say, like when it comes to modest clothing lines, it's not really too many of them. It's a lot of Muslim women that sew, but it's not a lot of modest clothing lines in Philly anyway.
Right.
So I feel like everybody have their own lane, like when it comes to Islamic clothing. Everybody have their own lane. Everybody have something that they do that's tremendous. And I just feel like for me is the Shaylas. And I think a lot of other people sell Shaylas too though. So but I just think everybody has their own lane.
Right.
So I think that's what it is.
And like I said, I think one thing I noticed is that for some, which a lot of us that are into just being entrepreneurs, we would love to get that thing that connects kind of status to our product, because I mean, once you connect like kind of status, like you're kind of in once you have this sort of product. I mean, subhanAllah. And I think mashallah you're able to tap into that. So that's a beautiful thing. So I wanted to just ask you a little bit more about the dark moments or the things that have held you back. I know you mentioned some falls in your business. Were there other things that just kind of held you back on your journey towards success?
I don't think a lot of things held me back, but I think that I stumbled across a lot of I guess you can call them falls. Like I said, like me working and being a single mom was hard, and not having the funds to fund my business. Like I never was able to get a loan, a business loan and things like that. So everything that I did or everything that I had to come up on my own, I had to come up with on my own. So that was kind of the hard part. But I think after you get past that point, it's like it becomes a little bit easier, but it's still hard. It's not like you just fly and right through it. Like it's still things now that I still trying to get over or still trying to get past. But I think the job that I had was just one of the things where though I hated the job so bad that it was like I gotta get away from this job. So I think that was more that pushed me a whole lot, the job. And you know how it's always like Allah makes no mistakes. I think he put me at that job for me to, know that, okay, this is not what it's going to be. Like, you got to get away from this job. And the only way to get away from it is, to keep going. So I think that's what it was. So I I know I've been through some things in my life, but I don't too much complain about them because I feel like
Yeah.
they was necessary.
Wow. Wow, for your elevation. And you said
Yeah,
that you were on the trash truck. Is that what you're on a sanitation truck?
behind a trash truck. So when you work at sanitation, if you notice like when the men come get your trash and they
Yeah.
behind the trash truck throwing the
Yeah.
trash inside the trash, that's what I did. So
Wow.
in the summertime, when it's 100+ degrees outside, you out there. When it's snowing outside, you out there. When it's raining outside, you out there. It's no weather that they tell you don't have to work. Like you have to work in all of those different type of elements.
Mm.
So
Mm.
yeah,
Wow, that's a powerful story. I want to ask you just in regards to just relationships with other people. Were there a lot of naysayers on your journey? And if there were, how did you get past that?
um, a lot of my family and friends supported me from the beginning. You know how some people they might not believe in it, but they never you know, said it to me or never made me feel like it's impossible. And my mom,
Okay.
she always, I think I listen to my mom all the time. Like she always the one that, always right there no matter what. Like I said, when I started that t-shirt company, she was the only one that bought a t-shirt. So
Mm.
she was always there, like no matter what, no matter how many times I fell, whatever. She just was always there, like Allah knows best. You'll figure it
Yeah.
out. So
Yeah. Wow,
yeah.
that's beautiful. Um, Brother Umar said the hard part can make you appreciate everything and grateful for the people who support you more.
Yes.
Very true. It
For
keeps you really
sure.
humble when you know where you
Yep.
came from
When you
to where
know
you
where you
are.
came from. Yep.
Absolutely. Wow. Um, so I wanted to just you know, ask you about this realm that you're in now. So you have so my understanding is that your lane is the Shaylas.
Hmm.
However, you have all clothing and I want to say like joggers and you have all kinds of things. Tell us
Yeah.
about give us a little bit more information about your line because I think that's important.
So, with me, I feel like with the clothing line, it's like more so I slow walks everything. So it takes me time to actually find something new or do something new. Just because that's the person that I am.
Okay.
So I think maybe last year, like the end of last year,
Hmm.
I did overgarments and the reaction to them was really good. So, but the overgarments that I have, I stick to black. So I stick
Okay.
to black and the color of the embroidery actually changes. So it's
Okay.
always black, but the embroidery color a change. Like I think we did red, we did
Hmm.
blue,
Hmm.
we did white. So, and then I think it was probably this year. I've been trying to come out with trying to do something for men because so many men be like, you don't have nothing for us. You don't have that's all you got is the socks. So I wound up
Hmm.
doing the tunics and the thobes.
Yeah, they're nice.
So inshallah. So I'm
Yeah.
excited about to see how that actually works. So it's a process. I feel like it's a process, and you do stuff on your own time. Don't let nobody rush you, because somebody asking for it or whatever. You take your time and you do it on your own time. And that's just what I do. I just take my time with everything.
Hmm. So and I think that's important for entrepreneurs. I mean, so many of us want to get into the entrepreneurial lane and want to figure it out and want to figure out how to be successful.
Right.
And I think there's a lot of power in what you said about first of all being authentic to yourself, doing it on your own
Hmm.
time. But also,
Yeah.
isn't there some benefit in just really like mastering one thing before you kind of
But yeah.
expand it, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And that's one of the most important things too. That's why people like you want to do kids clothes. You want I need to I need to figure this out first before I
Right.
start something different because that's a lot of work. And if you don't
Hmm.
even have all the information or you're not doing everything that you're supposed to do with the adult clothing line, just imagine how much work that's going to be on top of a kid's clothing line.
Right.
So it takes time, even if that time is years, but you make sure that it's when it's right for you or when it's right for your business.
Mm, right, right. Absolutely. I think that's really, really, really important. And I'm learning that even in this realm I'm in. And it doesn't matter where you are. It's like, it's just about sort of being patient, being
Right.
grateful, and
Yeah.
just kind of taking the steps in
Taking
order
your
to master
time.
your
Yeah.
craft. It's
Yeah.
like so many of us
Taking
don't
your
get it.
time.
So
Yeah. You
many
know
of
how
us just
people
want
want
this.
everything so fast.
Yeah. Yeah,
This
that's
world,
our
everything
culture.
is so fast. Yeah.
They
Yep.
don't
So
work like that.
they want to jump from here to here to here to here. No, you can take your time. It's fine. You'll be
And
okay. Just take your time.
how hard is the work? Like, because sometimes I could do that, but I just want to know how hard is it?
Right.
Like,
So it's hard. And I think it's more so harder when you, like with me, everything that I learned on my own. I didn't have a teacher or somebody I that I would shadow behind, or somebody would tell me, okay, well, this is what you do, or this is how you do it. So all the mistakes I learned on my own. So it's like when you really make the mistakes, you really like cherish it. Like, okay, this is it's too many it's going to be a whole bunch of mistakes that you make, especially when you're learning on your own. If you have somebody, you might make a couple mistakes if you have somebody to learn from. But
yeah.
when you learning on your own, you gonna lose a whole lot of money that you don't have.
Mm.
So it's like, yeah, you really got to take your time and you really got to do your research so you don't make a whole bunch of mistakes. And I made a lot of mistakes. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
appreciate all the little, you know,
All the gems that you learned
yeah,
throughout the way. Wow.
throughout the whole process. Yeah.
So because I heard this before, a businessman recently told me that as I'm stepping myself into entrepreneurial lane, but he said you're gonna lose a lot of
Alhamdulillah.
money before you
Yes.
make money, right? You're
Before
gonna
you
lose a
make
whole lot
money.
of money before you make
Yes.
money. That's the
Yeah.
truth, right?
Yeah.
So
That's
what's
the truth.
I mean, what is the way? How do we get through that? Like, what do we need to remember when we're losing all this money? Because I really
So
need to know.
I think a lot of things is people don't understand that you have to I guess and I guess to not lose so much, you probably should like take classes, and it's a lot of
Mhm.
people offering these classes now. Back then people wasn't offering classes in 2016, 2017. So if you ain't know, you had to really learn on your own. But now it's so much information out here for so many different lanes and different things that you can find somebody. And I had just went to a ball summit, and I had asked the question because the lady, she was telling me in one of the classes, she was like, well, you can sell a book, or you can put a book together, and you can sell the information that or whatever. And I asked her, I said, well, for me, I don't want to just learn from anybody. I feel like everybody is
Mhm.
not qualified to teach me. And I feel like I'm not qualified to teach nobody. So how do you get past that? And she told me, which was like, it was really good just me hearing that. She said, it's some people that say you're on level 2, it's people that's on level 1 that need to know the things that you know. So just
Yeah.
because you think that you're not qualified to teach somebody, you're qualified to teach
Mhm.
somebody that need to know the stuff that you know already.
Right.
So
Right. That's some
I thought
serious
that was
wisdom
really
right there.
good. Yeah,
And
I
we could
thought that was
learn if
really good.
yeah, and if we like you said, if we're number 2, we can learn from our number 3s,
Number
right? You
3,
know what
yep.
I'm saying?
Yep.
Right.
So
That's
I thought
really
that was
powerful.
really, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
So
that sounds like do you battle a little bit of imposter syndrome at
yeah,
times?
yeah,
Uh-huh.
a lot.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, I ain't qualified to teach nobody nothing. I don't know nothing.
Mhm.
I'm just learning things, as I go, and I'm, just starting out, and I ain't that successful. So, I battle with those type of things. But then after hearing her say that, like, people probably need to know the stuff that you know. Even though you
Yeah.
think it's not a lot, it might be a lot to them. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. Wow.
yeah.
That's really, really powerful. I really just celebrate, and we're so happy that, today is what is it? We talked about the International
International Women's
Women's
Day.
Day. So salam and sending love to all the beautiful women out there. And I
All
like
the
I said,
women out there.
I did not want to start this without starting with this dear sister here, because as you can tell, her story is so inspirational. And it's kind of amazing sitting here listening to you, sis, because it's almost like you're just like, yeah, I just, did X, Y, and Z. But I'm like, sis, do you know what they saying about you out here in these streets? They like this. It's like hijabified is like it, mashallah. I know you're very humble, but to be honest with you, it's really like Veronique said, it's something that we all want, but it's hard. It's like, like I said, we can't always get the Gucci, we can't always get the hijab, but we really appreciate that. So Brother Robert says, are we talking poly now? No, Brother Robert, we're not talking about polygyny. This is completely about hijabified. I don't know where we got that from. We love our brothers, don't we?
For sure, yes.
Always entertain us. But all right, sister. Well, I deeply appreciate you. I want you to just drop some information. So where can we get the hijabified? Come on.
Okay, so I have an actual showroom. Y'all have to come past the showroom. It's so many Shaylas inside the showroom that's not online. So even if the Shayla say that they sold out online, most likely they're inside the showroom. The showroom is at 2519 Germantown Avenue. We're open from Thursday to Saturday, 12 to 6. And inshallah, during Ramadan, the hours are extend because I know it. Everybody be trying to, so inshallah, during Ramadan, we're going to extend the hours. The website, you can also go on the website. It's hijabifiedclothing.com. My Instagram is hijabified. It's the same, spelled the same way at the bottom of the screen as it is right there. Yeah.
Please follow the Hijabified Instagram because it's very entertaining. I can tell you that. I really love it. It made me step my game up. Sis, do you have any other, right by you, any other Shaylas or no? I just want to, or just the one you have one?
Yes, no, I have so many. You want to see another one?
I do. We're going to see it real quick. Yeah, tell us the secret. I need someone to hit the showroom to ship it to me, right, Veronique? You ain't never lied. Like, who can go on by? Thank you, Aziza, for putting down the. Yeah, we need our Philly people out there to send us a hijabified
scarf. I have to send you one, so you have to inbox me your information so I can.
I will, sis.
Yes. So
let's look. That's the one.
This is another one.
Yeah,
so it's actually an overgarment to match this one, but this Shayla is extra long and they extra wide. So
beautiful.
Y'all can
that's really so you could really wrap that. I can rock my little, because it's nice and long.
I love how you wear your Shayla.
Thank you. I'm gonna once I get my little hijabified, I'm gonna put in my little style with the hijabified coming down here. Watch, I'm gonna see you a picture.
You gotta send me a picture.
I will. I cannot wait.
You wear your Shayla.
Mashallah. Thank you, sis. I love that color combo. Thank you.
I know. I love this.
I love that one. I love that one. So you guys see the okay, so Aziza said, I like that. Spend your stimmy with hijabified. Nah, I am. That's right. And I appreciate you, Aziza, on a serious tip of saying that because I think it's so important. As women, brothers, men, in the Black community, in a racial community, it doesn't matter really. We have to support our own. We really have to support each other. We have to continue to contribute to each other's growth. This is really important. So if you see a sister with a brand and she's doing a daggone thing, go right on there and support it. Buy something from her. It really matters. And so subhanAllah, really we know just from your story, I mean, I'm truly inspired. And I truly believe that, mashallah, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has inspired you to do this work. So I deeply appreciate what you do. Okay, so sister, we have one question, and I think you already answered it, but you can clarify again. He said, got any menswear?
Yeah. So we have men tunics, and we have socks for men, and we have men thobes.
Okay. All right. Alhamdulillah. All right, brothers. She didn't leave you out. Jazakallah khairan. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in to our first Dope Vulnerability mini series that will be on Monday, every Monday in the month of March. Next week, we're coming back with a beautiful my cousin, but she owns her own makeup line. So we'll be back with her on Monday night. And then we also have Rakaya Yaqub, who is a scholar. And then we also have Dr. Noor Jihan, who is a medical doctor and owns her own practice. So we have 4 dynamic women this month. So please come back.
I was on a podcast with all these amazing women. That is crazy.
Yes, it is amazing. So I'm so excited.
Amazing.
I'm so excited. And each and every one of you, please come back on Wednesday. That's when we actually launch our actual series, the Accountability and Stability series, The Power of the Provider. So we are truly going to duke it out, sis, about this conversation about providing financially between our brothers and our sisters. And hopefully we can find
I'll be there.
Peaceful resolve. You know what I mean? Jazakallah khairan. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, sister.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. MashaAllah. See you guys next time on Adult Muslim Women Podcast.